Hello everybody. I just wanted to put together a little brief on how to do some things in Blackboard, and we're going to start with the first video on just looking at basically putting up an announcement, posting information content-wise, and also looking at how to put in any information about yourself so students can be a hold of you, so we'll contact information. And I'll also do how to do a journal in this particular video. Okay, let's get started with the first. What I'm going to do is most of everything you're going to do in Blackboard is kind of got a very similar interface. So the first thing we'll do is create an announcement. And as the prompt says, create a new announcement here. We'll just create an announcement. So we just click on it. This asterisk means we have to put something into the title. So we could put welcome. And you could put it in for a specific class. I'll put it in for that just because I've already done it. And I could say, hi. And sort of, here is where everything is. And whatever else I might want to say. Now, just so you know, you are able to utilize this kind of like a Word document. Here are your toolbars. You can highlight, you can change the color of text, you can cut and paste. You have options here of adding a YouTube video, attach a document, throw in an image, embed media, or use the mashups. And I'll use this later to show you how that works. All right, now essentially that's all you need to do. It's defaulted here to have no date restrictions. So as soon as you create the video, as soon as you create the announcement, it'll be there, and it'll be there until the end of semester. But some announcements may not need to be there all the time, so you can put a date restriction. Now if you click these two, it gives you some dates. Now you can open it to start right now at this time, or if you want, you can click and have it come sometime in the future. So it can be an announcement that you create at the beginning of the semester, but it doesn't show up until sometime later in the semester. And you can set the time and the time and the date as to when you want it to open up. So in this case on January 21st at 8 in the morning, and it's going to display until, well, I could put it right through to the end of the semester at the end of the day. Now, if it's a really important announcement that you want them to get sooner rather than later, you can have them send this a copy of this immediately. All right, so now I submit. Now what you're seeing here now is, because it's not available to the 21st at 8 in the morning, this item is not available for students to see yet. Now if you go, oh my goodness, I mean to have this go in right now, you can come to the chevron. Almost everything that you're going to be posting will have a chevron like this, which allows you to do edit. Now in the announcement, all you can do is edit or delete. So I can edit, come back down here and go, I meant to have this open up on the 7th, the first day of class at 8 in the morning. So now when I go submit, the announcement is available. It's no longer grayed out, and the students can now see it. Okay? So that's basics to creating an announcement. Create another announcement. I just click here, I create the announcement. Now, just so you know how my mouse changes into a crosshair, I can move this. So if I want to reorder my announcements, I can reorder them in any way I like. Okay, let's move on. We're going to go to staff information. Now in this case, I'm showing you my developmental shell, so it's designed a little bit differently than what your shell probably looks like. So don't worry, most of everything that I will show you here is doable on your shell. Now this is called My Instructor. So if I click on it, you're going to see my information, my email, my extension, my room number, and when I'm available. And you can even attach a picture if you choose. Now all you need to do there is you go create a contact, and you can fill in the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and we're going to edit this one. And so this is the same fields that you'll get when you go to create a contact. So you can put in a title, call yourself King or Queen, Steve Miller, my email address, my phone, My office location, my office hours, I didn't want to put in Friday. That was last time. So I'm going to be in campus on Thursdays from 8 to 5. And then if you want, you can add any other notes that you'd like. Now, as I mentioned, this is where I can click to add an image. You just browse and find whatever image. And yes, I want to make my profile, my contact, available for students. I say submit, and there it is. Okay, so that's kind of handy to help students know how to get a hold of you in case they're unawares. Now what I want to go through is the bulk of what you're likely to do, and that is to put up course content. So we're going to come down here to weekly learning. Now, almost everything that is along in here has these 4 options. The bulk of the things that you're going to do is going to be, if you want to install a PDF, a Word document, a PowerPoint, you would either create an item or create a file. It won't matter. I'll do both of them so you can see the difference. Now, you're also able to add an audio link, an image, a video, a web link, so a URL you can put in. You can also create a content folder, and I'll show you how to do that. And then I'll show you how to bring in a YouTube video. Okay, assessments. If you're going to create a test online, you can start from here by creating that test. You have these other options available to you as well. I won't be showing you, well, I may show you when we do, I think it'll be the 3rd video that I'm going to do is about importing test banks and creating a test, so I'll do it then. Tools, we'll show you how to do a journal. Now you have available discussion boards, blogs, wikis. You can create groups, either that the students will self-enroll or that you will enroll them into groups on their behalf. And partner content. Now this is not something I'm familiar with, so I'm really not going to spend any time on that. So let's go to build content. We're going to build an item. Now again, these interfaces are all we're going to resemble one another, and we'll put in syllabus. And you can type in here anything that you might want the students to know about the syllabus, or you could leave it blank. We come down, we just go to our computer, and we grab something. I'm going to go into my winter, and I'll go in, since I've started this, I'll go in there, grab when I go to post, and get a syllabus. I think that's, let's open this up a little, there we go, syllabus. So I post PDFs. I'd recommend PDFs over PowerPoints or over Word documents in that they're not editable. If you don't mind them being editable, then certainly do PowerPoints and Word documents. You can put everything into a PDF, and it's a little bit more reliable in terms of what you've created, whether on a PC or a Mac, will show up on any student's computer in the way that you've set it up. So I'm going to choose it. There it is. That's the document. Now I can change the link in terms of what its title is, but I'm going to keep it the same because that's the one I want. Now, because in data-wise I want to collect data, I'm going to track the number of views, and it gives me, if I don't click this, then I don't gather this extra data should I need it. And again, these times and dates. Now, it's beginning of school, so I want it in there, and I'm going to have that go right through to the end of the semester. I'm going to submit it, and there's my document that all they have to do is click on it, and it will show up as their syllabus. Will show up there. Okay. Now let's just do, for a comparison, a file. Now again, it's all fairly consistent. Again, I'm going to put in my syllabus. I'm going to browse my computer. It's brought me to the same place. I'm going to pull out the same document. I'm going to choose it. Now I've got a few different options here. I can allow this file to open up in a different window, or I could leave it to open up inside of Blackboard. There are some alignment content. If you needed that, you can click this. I haven't used it, so I'm not experienced enough to tell you exactly what the outcome will be. I want to permit the viewers to use this content, and I want to track. So I'm going to put it in for the same amount of time. April 19th, and submit it. So there's not a big difference between the two, except here it leaves me with the PDF that they can link to. Here they click on this link, and there it is, popping up slowly but surely. All right, so it's not going to, so I click there, and there it is. I can't explain why it will do that, and it's not that critical as long as they're able to download it. I've used both of these options before. Let's say I put these up and I really do prefer to use this and I want to get rid of this. As I've mentioned, the chevrons. You click on the chevron, it gives you a choice to edit, which means I can make a different choice for which document I put up or change the dates. Adaptive releases and advanced adaptive releases, I won't cover in this video, but they can be helpful for some people in some classes. Now, if I wanted to, I could add a button by enabling this, and it will click on them for review. It won't show up right here. Just so you know, this is entering student view over here. If I click this, it's going to take me back to the beginning in announcements. I can go over to my weekly learning, and there's marked review, and that when I open this and I view it or I download it, I have to click this, or I don't have to, but it helps me with more data. So we'll go back to weekly learning. So if I decide this isn't really something I want, I can delete it. And there we go. Okay, so let's say we want to add a web link. I'm not missing these because they aren't important, but they're all pretty much the same. This is a little bit different. Now here I can give a name. Let's go to, we'll go to the, okay, transfer credit. Transfer credit office, whoops, there we go. And I go to the website. I'm going to close that. There's the transfer credit is in the admissions. There we go. So if this is the web address I want the students to get, I go up to the URL, I grab that URL, I come back, and in this section here with the URL, I can put it in here. I can copy and paste it in there. I can add some content to let them know why I've put that there. If there's a document that I need to post, I can post the document. I could say whether I want it open in a new window or not. Yes, I want them to see it. I like to keep track of who's seen what. And I put this up, you know, until, well, actually, I'm going to put that up till the 18th, because that's the last day to add and drop. Submit. And then there's the link. If I click on this, it will take me directly to that same link that I was just at, so I now know that my students can see it. Okay, moving right along, we're going to do a YouTube video. So you come down to these mashups. It'll make more sense. All you have to do is search for that YouTube video. So you really need to know specifically what the name of that YouTube video is. Now my name is Steve Miller, and it's not always easy to find my stuff because Steve Miller Band is a very popular search. So if I put in how I label my things, let's see, we'll go lifestyle management syllabus winter 1-9. Now I don't think there's going to be a lot of videos labeled that way, so when I push go, I've narrowed down the millions and millions and millions of videos out in YouTube down to one. So if you find a video that you like, make sure you keep track of how they've labeled it, and the length of time. That might help. Maybe the date that was added, or if there's a username, that might help. to narrow down your search to put into your search area. Because if you just put in syllabus winter 19, you get an awful lot different response. So you click select. Now I can, down here, I can preview it to see if it's in fact the video that I want. Because I know this is the video that I want, I'm going to edit the name. I'm going to take my name out of it because it is not important to this. I could type in here that please download or print this and put it in your calendar. I could, if I wanted to, select, yeah, sure, show the URL so that if for whatever reason they're not able to view the video in Blackboard or it doesn't come through very well for them, they can go to the URL and go to the YouTube channel and watch the video from there. Now, because this is my syllabus, I could come in here and grab my syllabus and attach it. So now that I've got, now if you're putting up a video from YouTube that you want them to watch and then you want them to do a reflection, you could attach a rubrics. And in this case, I'm attaching the document related to the video. And I'll put that up for the entire semester as well. Now, the nice thing about doing this way is that you're not putting in a bulky video. You're putting in a streaming URL or a link. So when I put this in, all I'm getting now is just this link. I'm not putting the whole video in. So I'm not taking up a lot of bandwidth and taking a lot of space up. And there I have it. I can click on the syllabus, I can watch the video, and all they really need to do is click on it. It pulls up a document like this, or a player. They can turn it on, and then they need to go bigger here, and then there it is. And that's all that needs to be done. It's really pretty straightforward. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to show in this video is how to put together a journal. Now the most direct way to do it is through Tools and click Journal. Now when you do that, there's no journals. That's a default in this particular developmental shell. So I want to create one. So I need to go down to create one. Now what I'm going to do is a bit of a shift here for you because I want to show you where else you can go where you do create these, and I'm going to show you the difference. Now if I create one, it's going to take me to a place, and I'll show you where it'll take me. Tools, go over to Journals, and there's that About Journal. So this is the place you create journals. It's where when you click on Create Journals, it will take you. So we're going to start here. You can start from either place. You'll end up in the same, but I'll show you why I'm coming here. It's easier to track. If you're going to be doing 5 or 6 journals, you can see them all in one place. So you create a journal, and look, now the interface is really much like what we've seen all along. Journal 2. You can give your instructions on how to do Journal 2. In my classes, I often add a YouTube video in here and then give instructions on how they are to watch the video and what things to pay attention for and how to create their journal response. Now, I also use this as a way of posting documents. So if for an assignment, I could change this to assignment post and tell them, you know, only PDF documents will be marked, and that's what gets submitted. I want it to be available because it's for an assignment. It has a due date, but because they can start on day 1 and get working on it, and some students do, but many do not, I will post what the due date is, February 22nd at 5 p.m. Now all this means, and I will indicate this to students, that the journal is open. It's in the week of which February 22nd is in. I'll put it in that week, and it will disappear from their view at 5 p.m. on the 22nd. It'll be visible from January 7th at 1:30 p.m., but it'll disappear from their view at this time. So they need to make their post by the due date. Now I usually put my folders together where I will create folder 1 for week 1, week 2, week 3. And if this happens to be week 5 or week 6, then I go to week 6 and put this journal there, and I'll show you how to do that. Now you can attach grading to it. Currently it's listed as no grading, and that just means that students will post their assignments there. I will then download them, read them, mark them, and post their marks in Grade Center. Now some journals, like a reflective journal, I will put a grade in and say it's worth 5 marks. And I would want to see those things organized on a weekly basis so I can have more regular access to them. I often give them access to being able to edit and delete the entries that they put in to correct themselves, or put the correct format in if they put the wrong formatted, and even to delete comments. Now, if I'm going to do this without grading, this is an assignment. I'm not going to grade the assignment in the journal. I'm going to download them and read them. So I'm going to submit that. Okay, so there's the assignment post. Now, if I go back to my weekly journal, and sorry, not my weekly journal, my weekly learning. Now, I didn't show you how to make a content folder, so I'll make one now. And I'm going to call this Week 6. Imagine, if you will, there are week 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 ahead of it. You can change the color of the folder or the writing for the folder if you want. I'm going to track the views. I want it from the beginning of the semester until the end of the semester. There. Submit that. Okay, there's week 6, and this is where I want the journal to be, because that's the week of the due date for the first assignment. Now, we do exactly as what we would have done if we had done it the first way I showed it. We come here to Journal. We're going to link this to the assignment journal. We're not creating a new one. We already have one. We created it where we create journals. So now I go to Next. If there's any additional instructions, or I could just leave it saying click this link to post your PDF document for your assignment. I'm going to click there because I want to be collecting data. So this is what you do a second time, regardless whether you create it here or create it in the journal section. You'll be asked to put the time in twice. So it's important to remember what your due dates are so that you can put them in correctly. Because if you inadvertently put them in incorrectly when the journal is supposed to be available, it may not be. And if it's not, check those check your journals to make sure the dates are correct. So now all students need to do is any time from week 1 through to week 6, Friday at 5 p.m., come into Assignment Post, create a journal. Now they too get the same interface, so they've got to put in my assignment. They don't have to write anything here, but they have to go find their post, their PDF. They find their PDF. They put it in, and they post an entry. There it is. And then when I go in as the instructor, what I usually do is I will go into Tools, go over to Journals, select the journal, and then below here will be the list of students who have submitted their assignment. It'll give me a timestamp as to when they did it. I know they can't post this on Saturday or Sunday the 23rd or 24th because the journal's not available to them to do that. It disappears. They can't see it. It's gone. So this way I'm able to see everything that's going on and see all what's here. I can then click on their PDF, read it, and then I can go to Grade Center and mark it. Okay, I know this is a lot of stuff. I hope this has been helpful. So we covered doing an announcement. We went down to weekly learning, and we did posting some documents. We created a video that we didn't create it. We posted a video. We created a weekly folder, and we made a journal, an assignment post. And then we also did our instructor information. So I hope this is helpful. I will be posting a couple more videos. The next one that I'll post up there will be looking at Grade Center and how to set that up. All right, everybody. Thank you very much, and I hope this has been good. Bye now.